at the perfect seat because I can't see myself. Or else I'd be not.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost 40 pounds, so I'm like,
Oh, good for you. That's
I blew
crazy.
up after
That's
my
like-
dad died, so I lost it, but I'm still.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Ashton, Kim,
Hi, guys.
Ashton, Marisol,
Francesca,
Lizette,
Joelle,
Victor,
Christina, Chad, and Amy,
Victor,
Kat with a K,
Jessica, Jason, Tyler,
G's in the house.
Kat.
G.
Tyler,
Nicole
Jason's
C.
iPhone, Jessica Unruh.
Go over the
Unread.
names. Jonda,
Jules.
Morgan,
Now, Lizette, are you
Hi,
driving
Morgan.
safely?
Joel, Josh,
Checking on you.
Victor,
Okay.
Victor,
CSC program. I see you fellas. I see you fellas.
Victor,
Victor.
Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Chad and Amy.
Hi, Laura.
We got a whole crew right there.
Oh, wait, roll over that. Yes.
CSC
The
program.
CSC program. Oh, you said that already?
Yeah, you guys are
Hey, guys, what's happening? Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up.
Right
Kim
on.
Kanish from Connecticut.
Ken's here?
Kim, the brother of Ken.
Oh,
Ken's brother.
Ken's brother?
Ken's brother, Kim
What's up,
Kanish.
Matt?
Kim Kanish from
From
Connecticut?
Connecticut. Look at.
I don't see her. Where is she?
629 at the bottom. Far right.
Kim,
far
Connecticut.
corner. Kim, Connecticut.
We don't see her, but we see her.
620.
Oh,
2909.
okay, yeah. Kim Kanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll make it up.
Kim, we just playing.
Yeah, we're
we're
Don't
just
go.
playing.
Oh, she didn't leave, did she?
No,
No.
not.
Oh, that was mean of us.
Kim, are you there?
Maybe she's
Go to
maybe
the
she's
second
on the other
page.
page.
Where's Kim? I don't see Kim.
We have Zoom user.
Kim might have left.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Shane, damn it. Oh no, there she's
No,
here.
yes, she's
Okay,
here.
good.
Okay,
Oh,
whew.
thank
Right.
God.
Man.
Where is she?
She made a comment.
Yeah, she's on the comment.
We were just
Oh,
playing,
nice,
Kim.
nice. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, because we thought we heard your
I'm
feelings.
sorry. We just like to play with
Yeah,
the
we're
whole
playing.
Connecticut
You know,
thing
Ken-
because
yeah.
you guys know
Ken Kanish,
I can't hear myself.
Canada.
You guys
I can hear you.
Okay.
My first time here. Hi, Sam's mama.
Look at that.
Welcome.
Look at the smiley face guy with his hat on backwards. Like I know he's not live, but
Oh, that guy?
yeah, you see him?
Yeah. Did he just
There
go
he goes.
live?
There he just went live.
Now it's sealing.
Oh, iPhone 6.
Oh, iPhone 6 is here.
All right, we need to get rolling here. I don't know what Natalie's
We had a
doing.
1 year clean,
Yeah, that was
625.
cool. You're clean.
Coming up.
My first time here as well. My clean date is
Oh.
5/25/19 from Waterloo, Indiana. Hey, Amanda.
Somebody's boyfriend's here in treatment right now.
My boyfriend is right here doing treatment right now. Can I give him a shout out?
Well, we can't
So proud
say
of
anything, but you
Anthony.
can.
Yeah, go Anthony.
9/1,
Nice.
2019.
Lots of kisses.
A lot of kisses. Hey, everyone. Hey, Ava. My clean date is 9/19. I come up for 5 years.
21
Hi,
months.
Lisa. Hey, Francesca. Morgan.
All right.
Here, we love you.
Let's
girl.
get this party started.
79
are you having
days.
issues?
That makes me so happy.
Huh?
It's fine. It's okay.
What's the problem?
We'll fix it.
You can't hear yourself?
And I'm like echoey, and then you guys are echoing.
I don't know.
Are we?
I'm echoey.
Sorry. What are you going through over there?
Do you
wanna
guys
change
hear?
seats?
Do you
It's
guys hear
stressful.
Wanna
everybody?
change seats? I'll take that seat.
Okay.
You hear the carrying
gonna
my voice, though, right?
Joel, do you hear us all okay? Okay, cool. All right, let's get this party started. Welcome, guys, to the Tuesday night Recover Out Loud Zoom meeting. Thank you guys so much for showing up every week. Yeah, the reason why the Hopeaholics podcast exists is because on 9/11 of 2022, I lost my son-in-law to fentanyl, man, and this team right here was built after that, and we decided that we needed to join this Recover Out Loud movement so other people don't have to die in silence, you know. So we're just offering hope,
Yeah.
being the voice for the people who have lost their lives, and offering hope to the families that are feeling hopeless after a tragedy due to this fentanyl epidemic, man. So we appreciate y'all coming here. Remember that this is a live Zoom meeting. It's recorded and it is put out on YouTube. So if you don't want to be seen, just turn your cameras off until the very end when we dance, because we all got to dance together, because that's my favorite part. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, add on to the fact that this isn't a traditional AA meeting or anything like that. So whatever you do for your own personal recovery, continue doing that. I always say this is like a cherry on top, just an extra element to the whole process. And adding on to what Chad said is, breaking the stigma, and we are not alone if you're struggling. This meeting is definitely for you to be in a safe place, be able to share wherever you are at in your particular journey.
And lastly, we want to excuse anything that Shane says. It's just a friendly reminder that he is from Canada originally.
Especially for anybody that is brand new to this meeting.
Yes.
Correct.
He's had yes.
It's an illness that runs deep. It's not going to go away anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
I've been trying.
Chuck Zamzow,
Chuck
and I think
Zamzow.
and Joel like him, so
That's all that matters.
that works. All right, we're gonna get started tonight. We have Daria. She's been in recovery for a little while. She happens to know Shane, so we don't know how things are gonna go
Yeah.
We have
It's
no
been
clue.
10 years.
since you've hung out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
Oh,
we've
All
had-
right, well, you
saw
knew
each
him
other.
in the good old
It's like a
days.
fucking reunion.
It
All
is.
right.
It is.
Well,
a
that's
reunion.
Daria.
Yeah.
You're up, man. Your
Yeah.
story. It's your 25 minutes, so you rock and roll.
Yeah.
Whole 25.
Yeah, you don't have to do the whole
That's- you don't
25.
have to.
alright.
Don't
We'll
be-
just see
don't
what
be
happens.
nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my name's Daria, and this isn't traditional. So sober date, August 11th, 2011. Thank goodness. It starts right down the street in San Clemente. I was born and raised. And I wouldn't say I grew up with a normal family. Did any of us? My dad grew marijuana. So at a very young age, I got my hands on it. I started smoking at about 10 years old, 11 years old, like right in there. Cocaine started at about 14 years old. Alcohol was throughout the whole thing. And then meth came along. When I was 16, I did meth for the first time. And I can remember, I have a shit memory because my brain's fried, but I can remember the entire day. Like I remember the first time I snorted it. I remember the feeling of it. I just remember it woke something up. That was it for me. But then I didn't do it for a couple more years. Then I started again, and I went really. It was different back then, the lemon drop and the stuff was a machine. So I got really into that. Homeless, the whole thing, crime, but not too much. And then I got sober the first time when I was 25 years old. So I detoxed in the garage at my parents'. My dad wouldn't let me in the house still. So he put like a mattress on the floor in the garage, and I slept and detoxed because I was doing pills and all the other stuff too, like for a week. And I remember that was heavy. So I was 25, and my dad's van, he'd pull his van in and he'd leave the door open like this much. So I dreamed the entire time that the devil or a demon or whatever was in that van trying to get me to come into the van and trying to get me to go back to that life. It was freaking wild. And then I went, I'm old. This is a long time ago, 1995. And so he said, you can either go to Charter Hospital, because there was no rehabs back then. You can go to Charter, or you can go live with your uncle up in Oregon. And so I said, I want to go live with Uncle Gordon in Oregon. He's an old convict, cool dude. So he came all the way from Oregon to pick me up. We got in the truck, driving back. He pulls out a baggie of meth.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I didn't do it. And so, needless to say, so that was 1995. I never worked a program. I never went to any meetings, nothing. I was white knuckling. I don't even know if that's the right word. I was completely dry with no higher power, no tools to stay sober, nothing, until in about 2003, like I got married, I went to college. I didn't graduate. I was 9 units shy when I relapsed. So I was 9 units shy of my bachelor's degree. I had taken all the tests to be a teacher. I was ready to go. And I was just I might as well have been high because I was such a dick. And my mom was an alcoholic. And so in 2003, after my parents had gotten divorced, it got really bad. And in hindsight, I know that it was there was major mental health that I never knew about then. And she started to get wet brain a little bit. So she got on this suicide mission, and she didn't want to be alive anymore. And so in about the end of 2003, I would say October, she was bedridden from alcohol. Bedridden, and I moved in with her, and I took care of her, and she drank herself to death. So she died on December 11th of 2003. It was heavy. I talk about it just because I have to, I guess. It's my defense mechanism. So at that time, I had just met this guy, and he was just the best thing in the world. And he was, you know, the lead singer of a punk band. And I was just kind of having this shift inside me, a negative shift. And so I moved in with him, real healthy, you know, whether there was drugs or alcohol, there was insanity. And so I moved in with him, and then my mom died, and then I lost my marbles big time. And then it started to get violent, the relationship. And then before I knew it, I was walking through the garage. I was so blind when my mom was still alive because she needed me so much. And that's like all I focused on. Plus, adult child of an alcoholic. I was pretty fucked up. And when she died, I could focus on other stuff. So I was walking through our garage one day and I saw the end of a pipe. I was so blind to it, I didn't even care that he was using or know or want to look at it or whatever. And so I went in and I picked it up and I smoked it. It was pretty crazy. That was 2005. And that was it. And people say, you know, you'd always hear, if you go back, it's going to be just as bad. You're going to start from where you were. Holy shit. That relapse was wild. Like, I had some money from my mom because she had died, obviously. So, I mean, I went through $250,000 in a year. And not even on big shit, like a lot of dope, dirt bikes, you know, and just spending it on him.
Yeah.
So the violence was getting worse and worse, and he decided he wanted to move to Lake Elsinore. So he moved me out to this house, like on 2 acres and a mile away from anybody. And the abuse just got psychotic, like stabbed, really shitty. You know, people are like, why didn't you leave? I can't believe you'd put up with that. You're the last person. And I have no idea. I don't know why I didn't leave. Because there was drugs and I was a drug addict, and it was just easier, you know, to take the punches and deal with the shit as long as there was drugs. Sounds crazy. And then finally I left, came back over the hill from Elsinore over here, went down to the harbor, and my dad had a boat down there. And I went and begged my dad to help me, and he wouldn't. So I ended up sleeping, you know, the bridge at the harbor. And you guys know the bridge that you go over to the island?
Yeah.
And there's like cement, like the walls are like slanted like that underneath.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just like lay down like on the slant and like doze off throughout the night. So I stayed there for a while and ended up hooking up with some guy, healthy stuff. And he was counterfeiting. And that was cool. You know, I didn't care about anything. I'm like, free money, right? So I jumped on the bandwagon with him and just was on one. And we would print money all night, stay up, smoking dope, go out, spend the money. It was freaking disgusting. And then he got caught, you know, and it just tailspun. Like, and then I started doing it, and then the feds were, it was so bad that when I finally came out of the run, I was sleeping in a broken down car in Santa Ana, Delhi, in front of a Connects, and I would go and bathe at Chevron down the street. And in the morning, I'd wake up, go and brush my teeth. And I would remember laying in that car saying to myself, is this your bottom? Is this it? Is this your bottom? And I was like, no, it's not my bottom. It was freaking nuts. So I got busted, bailed out, and went on the run for a year. I think I was 40.
Oh, wow.
It's tiring, you know? And moved out to Riverside. I mean, I was just psychotic. I honestly think that after my mom died, I was trying to kill myself. Now that, you know, I was like, well, if you can do it, I can too, type of mentality. And I couldn't, obviously. And so when I finally got caught, I went to jail. Thank God. The cops were like, what's your name? I'm like, Daria Wincoast. I have 31 felony warrants. Please take me to jail. They're like, what? It was a year to the day when the warrants went out. And I said, please take me to jail. I'm so tired. I was so tired. And so they're like, well, we don't know. We're not arresting everybody right now. I'm like, fuck. And then they ran my name and they're like, get in the car. And so I got to go to jail. It was like, for me, I was stoked. So I got a year in jail, did half, blah, blah, blah. Got out, went to treatment. That's what we were, that's kind of around, I met Shane about a year after that, I think. And I went to treatment, and I had no insurance, nothing. So when I got out of jail, I called my old connect. He came and picked me up. I was on the phone in the backyard of the sober living where he lived and was dealing out of. And I'm on the phone, like the house phone, and trying to call my probation and trying to call any. I didn't know what to do. I just knew that I didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And they're like, going, Daria, fuck it. Just come on. Just come in. You know, smoking dope, whatever, doing all the stuff. And so I'm sitting there looking at all my old friends, not all, you know, smoking and all of it. And I called a friend of mine that the only person that I knew was sober. And he said, I'll come pick you up right now. So he did. And I went and I spent the night at his house, and he woke me up at 5 a.m. and he said, get dressed. I'm going to drop you off at Howe Hall. There's a meeting. There was like a 6 a.m. meeting, you know. He goes, if you're really serious about this, you're going to raise your hand and ask for help. So I went to the meeting. Mind you, I had bleached my hair white prior to going to jail because I didn't think I'd get recognized. So I had white. I had my black roots that were like down to here, white hair that was washed in jail with no commissary. So it was everywhere. I looked like Medusa. I had this polyester skirt that I thought was so cool prior to jail. And because I said when I got busted, it was so big and long that I was like, this can be a blanket, a pillow, and a sheet, right? And the loop. So I had that on and this tank. You guys, I was just, I mean, white trash poster child. So I went to Howe Hall. I raised my hand, and about halfway through the meeting, some guy like came over and whispered. He goes, hey, here, hands me the phone and says, and it's Troy, my friend. And he goes, well, I'm sitting out in the parking lot and you didn't leave. So I called my friend, and she's going to pick you up. And she'll be like 5 minutes late, so don't go anywhere. You'll know her when she gets there. Okay. So I sat out in front and waited. This black Lexus flies in. This beautiful brunette lady jumps out, big, you know, like juicy sweats, because this is a while ago. Yeah. It's Tracy. Mm. And she said, get in the car. Come on. I got to go pick up my daughter. We got to go get her at Huntington Beach High. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It was really weird. So she just picked me up and took me. She goes, I own an IOP. We'll figure it out. You can sleep on my couch until, like, because I had to go to, like, Lynn House. I was supposed to go to residential treatment. She goes, you can just sleep on the couch until we find a place for you to go. And I was like, these people don't even know me. And that was, like, my first taste of the program. And so she had a beautiful house in Huntington. Do you remember?
No, never was there.
Okay, gorgeous, right by the beach. And I was tripping out. I was afraid to open the drawers. And so she let me sleep there. She had an 8-year-old son and a 16-year-old daughter. And I said, I don't understand why you're letting me be here right now. She's like, you may not see it, but we do. One day you'll know. And I was like, okay. So I stayed there, and I couldn't get into a residential program. Over and over, I'd call every morning at 9 o'clock in the morning for the free ones. And then about a week later, she said, we're going to have a family dinner. I said, oh, I'll just go for a walk, you know, or whatever. And she goes, no, you're in the dinner. We want you to come to our family dinner. So we sat down, and she said, I talked to the kids, and we just want you to live here. You guys, it was wild. I'll scholarship you at the IOP. You can live here, and you can help me with the kids. And so that's what I did. And I went to treatment, and I lived there, and I helped her with her kids, and she let me use her car. Like, she traveled for work too. Wow. And so I had her car during the day, and I would drive the kids and go to open houses. It was so weird because it was just also, I guess it was normal, right? Or whatever that is. And so I did that. And then at I think I was there for about 9 months. And then something happened. It was it was both of us. And we kind of got into it. And she told me I had to leave. So I was homeless again in sobriety. So I stayed. My girlfriend was in jail. Her mom flew out, and her mom had like a seizure disorder. So she said, will you stay with me in the hotel? So it was kind of like, even though it was hard, it was like God, or whatever, you know, one thing after another. It, like, if you're doing the right thing, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. It's going to be okay. And so I was okay. And then finally, I got a place to live, and then I got a job at the same treatment center that I went through. And then they closed, and then I got I got another job at a detox as a counselor. And then it just kind of, career-wise, it kept flowing. And it's hard to do this in 20 minutes because sometimes
Sure.
it flips back, you know.
Totally.
And I had when I was in jail, my guy at the time was in prison, and so he got out and he was sober, and we kind of just started a life together, and we built a life together. And his daughters, you know, he got partial custody of his kids, so they would come down and stay with us, and so I became a stepmom, and we had just this really cool thing going on. My dad and I were extremely close. We'd always go sailing with my dad. It was just the first 8 years of my sobriety were pretty freaking cool. I mean, it was a challenge in the beginning.
Sure.
It's always a challenge, but if you stay, you stay. And shit happens, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. If you stay, it's all going to pass. And I think that my experience in sobriety, especially now, you know, the first 8 years, the first couple were challenging, and then it kind of got kind of like a cakewalk. I hate to say that, but it was kind of just cruise control, really mellow. And all of a sudden, my husband starts acting kind of strange. And we have full custody of his younger daughter. She lives with us. And I'm like, I think he's high. You know, I thought he was high. And so it's embarrassing, but right, we got to be transparent. So I'm thinking, he's like, you're fucking crazy. Oh my God, maybe your meds are wrong. And I'm like, well, maybe they are wrong. His whole family's like, he would never cheat on you. He would never get high. He's fine. And I'm thinking, maybe my meds are wrong. Maybe it's perimenopause. Maybe I'm going crazy. I'm going to change my meds. Same shit, right? Moral of the story, kids, follow your gut. And so I did that 3 times, holding the family together, you know, being full-time mom, working remote, doing all the stuff. COVID happens. He brings home a dog. I tell him not to. She ended up saving my life. And so he goes off the chain, goes nuts. He leaves. We split up. I have to get a restraining order because he gets pretty out of control. My youngest daughter moves home to her mom's. And it's just me and this pit bull puppy during COVID alone. And honestly, if I had to be really honest with myself, like I had, it was hard because I was, you know, you're alone, and I like to be alone, but shit, that was rough. And I just decided to be super honest with myself and think, okay, well, if one of my clients was going through this, what would I tell them to do? And that's what I did. I made a list of all the things I had survived already and wrote it out so I could see it. And I put it on my refrigerator to remind myself that this is just a breakup and you can get through this sober too. And I did. And I got through it and I thrived, you know. It was for the best. And then 2 years later, a year and a half after that, my dad and I went out sailing, and he banged his knee or his leg right here on the boat, and went home and said it wouldn't stop bleeding. And this is the rough part. And it wouldn't stop bleeding. And he's like, I'll go to the doctor tomorrow if it says. And so he wouldn't let my stepmom call me. He wouldn't let my stepmom call an ambulance. And so the next day was her birthday. I went up to work in Costa Mesa, and my mom called me, my stepmom called me about 4 and told me that he had just fainted or passed out in the bathroom. He was in an ambulance on his way to the hospital. So I'm an only child, by the way, very close to my dad. And so I said, okay, well, he'll be okay. And she goes, honey, I don't know what's going to happen right now. So I haul ass to Mission Hospital. Dad's there. He had a brain bleed. His leg wouldn't stop bleeding. And he had fallen, so he had broken like his bones in his face. And he was still funny as hell. He's like, hey, go get a Xanax out of my van. My dad was just funny. And he's like, can you sneak me in a beer? You know, and then he ended up going to ICU from there. So he was improving, and then he was eating on his own and talking to the nurse, and a piece of food went down the wrong pipe. And he got pneumonia, and he died 2 days later. My dad was really fucking cool, and he was my best friend, and he's all I had because I had lost my mom. And talk about, I am so surprised that I'm alive. Sorry. It was really freaking hard. And so for about 10 months or maybe even more, I sat at my house and I wouldn't leave my house. The only time I left was to take my dog for a walk. That's it. And I was very suicidal every single second of every single day. I didn't want to be alive. And every night I'd walk outside with my dog, Hazel, and I would look up at the sky and say, you guys, I want to be with you, out loud. And I didn't want to get high, which is bizarre. I didn't want to go through all that. I didn't want the high. I just wanted to die. So I was so like suicidal in sobriety, and it's a really super dark and scary place. I'd sit in the morning, I'd wake up and I'd sit on my bed and I'd put my gun on my lap and just stare at it. And my dog, I swear you guys, Hazel May rocks. She'd come running into my bedroom. I'm like, shit, I had to take care of her. So every single day I chickened out, but damn if I didn't want to be here anymore. And my friends would show up, they'd show up on my front door. I'd tell them I didn't want anybody there, but they'd freaking show up. Those people, damn it. And they kept on showing up. Those AA freaks, just kidding. And I didn't have that when my mom died, that's the difference. Like the difference in my mom's death was I had no tools and I had no fellowship. I had no safety net. And now, after working a program so much, because I am very active in the program, and having this family that I have in the program, I had a safety net and I couldn't break through it even if I wanted to. They wouldn't let me. So slowly I started coming out of this depression, and I got a therapist. She made me my first therapy appointment, she said, okay, your homework this week is to walk around your block once. That was how agoraphobic I had become. So I did. And I just started to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And backtrack real quick. My best friend relapsed 6 years ago. So during all these things, I would normally be with her. Like I have a bunch of best friends, but she's like my soulmate, and she had relapsed. And I thought for sure that, if she was going to die too. She's at my house right now on my couch. Wow. So, yeah, pregnant with our baby. I'm kidding. So, I kept on I stayed. Let me just say that. I stayed. People say just stay. I just stayed. I thought it's got to shift eventually. Something has to shift. And it shifted. And so, yes, I miss my parents immensely every single day. And sometimes days are really super hard. But I jumped back into the program. I said yes to sponsoring. So I took one sponsor as a temporary sponsor. I told her, I don't want to sponsor, but I'll temporarily sponsor. She's my roommate now. It's ridiculous how it all works, right? And so she lives with me. And then I picked up another sponsee, and then I picked up another sponsee, and I just jumped both feet into the water, and it saved my life. And then Bree got sober, and so she's back in my life, sober. She didn't die. So I guess, for me, I waited, wait for the miracle, right? And I've waited a few different times in my sobriety for the miracles, and they happen. If you wait, if you get loaded, they're not going to happen. So right now at this time, I walk through it. If that happens, how I think we all have, God, if that happened during I don't know if I could stay sober. I think everybody has those,
sure.
And my dad was the biggest if, but I stayed sober, thank God. Not my doing at all whatsoever, just a full-blown surrender. And I kind of floated and just waited. And so, but now I've got a lot of blessings happening. Bree got sober, and my other little girl calls me mom. She got sober again. So I've got all these miracles happening because I waited, because it's always going to change, So I don't even know where we're at in time. Where are we? I don't want to.
1 minute,
wow.
33
1
seconds.
minute
Well,
30.
shit.
Damn.
How'd you do?
I'm cool. So I'm cool. So anyway, hopefully I made sense. I tried to. It's hard sometimes to tell your story, especially when you're an old dinosaur like me. There's a lot of fucking life to talk about, man. But just stay, just stay. You can walk through fire if you have good people around you and tools. People say, the tools, but it all comes back to the basics, doesn't it?
Yeah.
every single freaking time. Surrender and acceptance.
Yep.
Just stay. Wait for the miracle.
Don't leave 5 minutes
Don't
before the
leave.
miracle happens.
Yeah, and it
My
did.
favorite saying. And
It really is one of your favorites.
yeah, it is.
No,
It's-
but isn't it the truth?
It's the truth. It's the truth in every aspect of life, not just recovery. Like everybody leaves, you know, like and when things are really tough in recovery,
Yeah.
like we want to leave. We want to go back to our old coping mechanisms. You know, and I've done it. So like the shit doesn't fucking work. And you're right. The miracles stop.
They
As soon
stop.
as you get loaded, there's no chance
No fucking
for a fucking miracle.
none, zero. Nothing's gonna happen except for shit.
Except that the only miracle that happens for me when I get loaded is that hopefully, and it has happened every time, I've been rescued by the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
Amen to that, man.
You know, and they've been then they take me to the best detox center around.
It's the greatest.
Yep, you can't ACA from it.
You definitely can't. They
You
got
know?
a toilet right in your room.
Right
you
in
can
your
hug.
room. Yep, the food comes to you.
It's beautiful,
You
isn't
know,
it?
yeah. Food
Yeah.
comes to you. Well, not for everybody, but when you're in like the 2-man sales,
Yeah.
food
Yeah, exactly. I was in isolation last time. Food came right to me at 3 a.m. But yeah, so another, you know, and I've also been blessed with my friends that, my normal friends, like I have a friend Jennifer and a friend Carrie, and that have never left me ever. I mean, and we've known each other for years, and they always kind of believed in me. It was shocking after, you're such an asshole.
Sure.
For them to still love you unconditionally. I mean, there's just, so they've been lifelong miracles, but like, if you just wait, you got to wade through the shit sometimes. I think that, there's a lot of negative, there's a lot of positive, but right here is the sweet spot. And if you can learn how to just be grateful and stoked to be right here in that still spot, then the other shit's just speed bumps,
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, my time's up. I blabbed.
I loved it.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much.
for your share.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks
Really-
for listening, guys. Being
Really
forced.
good.
No, so
Lots of good stuff on the I like to
I'm
read
mad that I don't have my computer tonight.
the comments. I mean, even so we had like 80 people steady on the they
Yeah.
were the good
Great
comments
comments.
on the
People really,
Instagram
really,
Live.
really.
No,
So
that's sweet,
thank you
guys.
guys so much. There's Chad and Amy. Amy knows you from or Chad or Amy. I don't know which.
San Clemente High
Somebody
School.
knows you from high school.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, I know Chad and Amy.
You
Hi,
know-
Amy. No, I know Amy. Hi, Ames.
Okay, awesome. You know Amy.
I sure do. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're
Yeah.
amazing people. We've met them ourselves.
Oh, and you know what I saw? I saw a comment from Sam's mama, and I wanted to say, I was going to say it before. I'm so sorry about the loss of your son. I saw that you lost him to fentanyl, and so I wanted to recognize you because that kind of got me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we recognize and we love the family members that show up to our meeting.
Yeah.
We're here for you. Whatever you need, if you're going through anything,
Yeah.
like we are literally here for you.
Doesn't have to be drug related.
No,
No.
but the if you've lost a family member to
Yeah.
fentanyl, we're here 24/7.
Oh, I love Lizette. I just read her comment right now, saying she's 60 days. Congratulations on your 60 days, and she's like
Aw.
teetering with being tempted, but hearing you, just wait.
Oh, Lizette, don't go anywhere, Mama.
All right, we are going to open it up. We've got one rule here. The rule is you get 3 minutes. You'll hear the buzzer at 3
Thank you.
minutes 30 seconds. We will mute you if you haven't stopped talking. Is that clear enough?
Mm-hmm.
Was that clear?
It's pretty fucking clear to me.
Beep, beep.
Huh? Yeah. So at
I said
3,
20
as soon as you hear,
seconds,
they have
Chad said
30
30.
seconds to wrap
I
up,
see you.
and then if they're unable to wrap up,
Mute.
we have to mute you because there's
That's
lots of
it.
people that want to share. So please don't take offense to it. We love to hear what you guys have
Yeah.
to say. And Joel, you've got the timer, so like if you need 5 minutes, just don't turn it on for 2 minutes, okay?
That's true.
Is that a
Yeah,
That's why
the one
he
that went like
controls
this.
the time.
Yeah.
He
That's
knows,
funny.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows
That's
what. Yeah, he. I mean, when you take a commitment at the
Yeah.
Recover Out Loud Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
you can get an
You get
extra
little special
you get a
perks.
little special treatment.
Yeah.
You only have 2 minutes instead of 3.
Mitchie Love. That's not what it usually says, is it?
What's up? No, I
What's up?
changed it up to this week. Yeah.
All right, cool.
usually just it's Mitch,
Yeah.
or brother Mitch, Either way you want to call it.
How about
I'm
that
just trying
mustache? How about that mustache you got going on right there? Huh?
That's cool. The handlebars?
Yeah.
to twist it like Joel can. He's been using the butter,
You
right?
gotta twist it.
So, yeah, I've been growing it for about a month now. Yeah, it's coming along. But thank you. Yeah, so just always wanted to share that love. Thank you for your share. I definitely forgot your name.
That's okay. I'm just kidding. It's Daria.
Daria, yes. Wow, that was amazing. Very powerful. Short and sweet. Yeah. So, Larry, thank you. And
Yeah.
glad you're sober and moving forward, right? So that's a blessing, yeah, to have you here. And especially with the best people in the business right now, the Hopeaholics. Yeah, they're amazing. Love you guys so much. So, yeah, I'm coming up on 3 years from drugs and alcohol, mostly smoking weed every single day. So, yeah, I've been through it, done that. I'm just glad. We were talking about heroin the other day, and I've seen it, especially, yeah, my baby mama has done it, and it's a crazy thing, just like that fentanyl, right? Those are the two, I would never, and I'm glad I've never did. So definitely, we out there, right? So it's crazy, right? How we didn't end up touching it or doing it, but seeing people doing it, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah, it still hasn't been easy. The neighbors and whatnot, or even my mom at times tempts the crap out of me. She loves to smoke weed, and it's like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, we're just, it's all glory to God for the temptations I'm able to handle or manage, and you guys always, or the 3A family, big shout out, always much love. And we're just moving forward. I'm hosting again on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I'm getting standed out just like Joel, and be a big part of the 3A family, right? So just God is working, and I'm excited to see more of how I can help people in recovery, and share the love, and just get more open, So I'm always excited. So yeah, I got 20 seconds. I want to read one verse, and then that's it for me. Galatians 6:1. Brethren and sisterin, even if anyone is caught in any trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness. Man, y'all, love y'all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Chuck.
Zamzo.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I heard a lot of stuff tonight, and that was a great share, Daria. The one key word was dog. Dog spelled backwards is God.
Amen.
And I heard I've been around a lot of dogs lately, so I guess God's trying to talk to me, I guess. But when the student's ready to teach will appear, I say that a lot. And I'm grateful for my sponsee that approached me and asked me to help him out. And so I guess I was a student ready to be a teacher. The promises do come true. We were talking about that yesterday in a meeting, and I left 5 minutes before the miracle happened the first time around, and it came back as a retread, and stuck around because I seen things happen, and I was amazed, and I wanted to stick around for more. And God doesn't give me more than I can handle. And right now he's kind of putting me at a level right now, and I'm not upset about it because I'll just grin and bear it. Acceptance is the key to all my problems. It says on page 449 in that attitude adjustment book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to read that every day because sometimes I'm not accepting of certain things, places, and people. And it all starts with me. And grateful for another day of sobriety, and I am too, gotten closer to my father as well. And have a very good kinship with him. We talked program yesterday because he's got a lot of time, and I'm grateful for those times right now, because there's going to come a day that it's not going to be there. So I shovel that away so at a later time I can have those great memories. And I worked with a new guy last night coming in straight from rehab, talking with him a little bit and sharing, my story, where I come from, and gave him my phone number. And that's where it starts. Plant the seed, and hopefully he calls me back. And God is good. It's all I got.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
God is good.
Yeah.
Our girl Ashley.
Ashley.
What's up, y'all? Ashley, grateful recovering human being. I like everything the speaker had to say tonight. But I especially identified with the part about don't leave before the miracle happens. And like I shared the last time I was in here, I just got my son back from CPS. I got his little butt right now, and I get to cook bacon on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Because that's what he wants for dinner. He wants pancakes and bacon for dinner. I get to go to the park. I get to go to the museum. I get to do things that I never would have done before, and I can get through them sober. You know what I mean? Not just for him, but for me too, because it feels better. You know what I mean? The quality of life I have right now is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Like, I celebrated my year last month, and it's just insane. I never thought I'd feel the way I feel, especially having that little boy home now. It's like, holy crap. This is what you were missing out on all along. This is what you were giving up. You know what I mean? So if you're new here and you're wondering if you should stick around, and you're wondering if it's worth it, and you're wondering if it's ever going to freaking get better, I promise you it will. You just got to put in the footwork, and you have to stay. Just don't pick up, don't use, call somebody. You know what I mean? Go to a meeting, go to a Zoom meeting, come here. But thank you guys for being here and having these, you know what I mean? Without places like this, a lot of people, including myself, wouldn't be able to be in the position we're in today. So love y'all.
I love it.
Thank you.
So good.
Congratulations
Yeah.
again on
Yeah,
your son,
thanks,
man. That's
Ashley.
such a
Happy
big deal.
birthday.
It's such a
And
big deal.
and you know what? It's
Huge.
so cool to hear the promises.
Yeah.
The program I hang out in, mostly we just have one, freedom from active addiction, but like that's freedom from active addiction right there.
Yeah.
We get to experience things, and we get things back that we destroyed while we were out there in the midst of our disease.
Right.
Who's up next?
Matt.
Matt. Is that another 3A? Another
Matt.
3A family
Matt.
member?
What's up, guys? Matt, grateful recovering addict.
Matt.
Daria, thank you, man. Great story. Great share.
Thanks, Matt.
A lot of pain. Glad to see you doing good now. Shit, just stuff like this, man. Stuff like this helps you just keep moving, man. Helps you keep going forward. Hearing stories of success. Just finding out what can happen if you keep pushing and keep doing the work and keep doing what you have to do. I had a really big reminder today of just how bad things can be. During work, I was contacted by somebody who needed help getting into a treatment center. They were finally ready, and I helped him get in there, and just listening to the pain in his voice was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking, and I've been hoping for a while that he was finally ready to go, and today I was able to finally help get him into a treatment center here in North Carolina, and that was really, really, really good to see, and I hope he sticks with it. Shane wasn't forgetting about you guys, but he needed to stay out here because that's where his family's at. So
Shane was just about to text you on his phone right now. He was
Yeah.
like, what are you putting him over there for?
Don't worry, brother.
Yeah,
But he had to stay out here. I definitely gave him the option for you, man. But he had to
Nice.
stay out here because his son's out here. So, and his son's like 18 months old. So, but yeah, man. Just everything is beautiful today, man. Just things just keep going in a wonderful direction.
Nice.
Got a nonprofit business coming out here from Vegas to help families who don't have a lot and help kids at Christmas. I'm looking real forward to that. And just continuing to stay sober, continuing to do the right thing, watching good things happen to good people. Man, I get to watch Ashley blow up with her son, man. And that's just awesome. I fucking love it. Love seeing her smile, love seeing him smile. That's good shit, man. It really is. And again, just keeps, if you stick with them, man, good things are gonna happen. Good things are definitely gonna happen. And that's all I got, man. Appreciate you guys so much
Thanks,
for all you
buddy.
do. And that's it, man.
Oh man, we
Thanks,
appreciate you showing up and being a part of this, man. This stuff is it's the unity that makes this all
For
work.
sure.
I want to point out really quick, Julian and Pete, they're both chilling in their beds, relaxed and comfortable.
Hi, Pete.
You see Pete right there?
Yeah.
I saw him.
Pete's right below Julian on our screen.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're like
They're just like chilling,
they're
man.
bungalows.
Yeah,
Bungalows.
like those are some dudes. Those are some dudes with some time right there. They got home. They're just chilling. I know it's late for Julian. It's like almost 10 o'clock. Yeah,
And he's still here.
and he's still chilling. Yeah, Pete. It's kind of early. I mean, Pete was just here at the office
Yeah.
like an hour ago. All right, I'm sorry. Bex, please,
Bex.
right now, prove me wrong with what I think about Canadians.
Well, Ottawa. That's the party capital of Canada, bro. I lived in
She's-
Ottawa for
she-
a while.
She's about
That's
to.
because I live here.
Yeah.
See,
It's
I like
not
her
party
already.
capital anymore because I retired. But
Nice.
Yeah, you see, it was back when Quebec was thriving.
yeah, Quebec's definitely going to be a little more thriving just because it's got a very low drinking age.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I literally did retire, and I can actually share on that because when you go from doing party drugs to doing harder drugs, the party ends because no one wants to be around you anymore. You can't really bring well, I mean, I did bring my pipe to a bar. Don't get me wrong, multiple times, but no one wanted to come with me because it's not fun to actually go and socialize and meet people when you're just in the bathroom the entire time trying to hide your illicit drug use. So yeah, it's really fucking lonely. And I think I was watching a lot of reality shows. My internet went out and I was like stealing internet from the lobby to like download shows, and there's so much drinking on reality shows, and I was like, oh man, I remember what it was like to like snort and like drink when I still could, and it was like, yeah, it wasn't that great. And then Ashton actually had a share last night at 3. If you don't mind me sharing that, Ashton, because he said when newcomers remind him that it's really just not that cool up there anymore either. And I thought about it today, and I was like, yeah, it really. I mean, I had my 20s. And Ottawa is pretty sleepy compared to Toronto. So I'm pretty good here. There's like good art scene. There's good meetings. I just got back from Guelph visiting Ava, who's in here, and we had a great time. Meetings are boom there. People are so much more friendly than they are in big cities. So yeah, it's still a party. It's just a lot. I remember it, and I leave my couch, and my house doesn't stink like drugs anymore, and it's so clean, and I'm doing laundry, and life's good today, guys. I'm just happy to be here, and I love you guys so much. So, did that
Nice.
settle the debate, or is
Yeah,
there more?
that settled it.
It never,
Yeah,
you never,
yeah.
I never had the question at all. Bex,
Okay.
you came through. Shane, on the other
I
hand,
googled. Oh, sorry. I googled what to do in Ottawa on a Tuesday night once, and it said, "Go to bed and pretend you're somewhere else."
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
amazing, actually.
Buddy.
Yeah, I
But now we
mean,
go to Hopeaholics on Tuesdays.
down here, Shane's not a good representation of what
Canada is.
Canada is, right?
I
I
think
think
it's
I'm-
great,
yeah, I
and he
think I'm
sounds
pretty-
just like my old friend who owns a
You're
bar,
actually
and now I get to
pretty
hang out with
See?
Shane instead of at the bar. So,
There we go.
although my keys are still there, I can go back. My keys, they've been there for 2 months because I'm almost 2 months sober. So yeah,
Oh, congratulations.
I think that's all I got.
Oh
for
shit, good for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice to see you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Oh, I got into rehab. I forgot to
Oh,
add that. I got into
amazing.
rehab. I have a date. Not next weekend, but not next week, but the week after next Friday. So I still get to go to meetings. So I'll see you guys there.
Nice,
That's
man.
awesome.
Nice, awesome.
Thanks for letting me share, guys.
Thanks for
man.
sharing.
Yeah.
Watch
Mika's-
out! I don't know. It's Mika.
Bex, yes. Like, I love you. So happy for you. Like, just cheating hard over here. Like, our family is, it's just, it is. It just is. So I found a piece of paper from my last time, like this detox treatment and then into IOP. So I did take notes this last time, which might be why I'm almost 3 years sober. But this says, okay, it says God's power is beyond what we can do on our own. When we lose faith, we must still have hope. Having hope is equal to keeping the faith. I don't know if that's true. We probably like worked through figuring that out when we discovered that God was the most important thing. Things will work out, get better, see the light. Vocab for recovery: consistency, intention, connection, choices. Like we get to make choices now and trust our choices and decisions because we're not using. I think that's what that might have meant. The truth about willpower is it's limited. We need a power source greater than ourselves. I wanted to talk about just briefly, like what you mentioned about, what Daria mentioned about agoraphobia and like, just like getting back out into the world. And like, that was difficult for me at the beginning. And like, I was coming back to being, of course, a mom, like right back into it. Like that was, I was dying to get home. And then like really learning how to be a mom, like face to face with my kid. My mom came over every single day. I'm gonna cry now. Came over every single day and was with me when I got home from detox and made sure that I wasn't alone in my house with my kid. Like she literally just like held my hand through like the first month or two, which is the hardest. And by just being there, like she didn't really say that, she was just with me. And then like she got my son and her and my son went to like a baby group, and she did that so that like eventually like I would start going with her to the baby group. And then I did, like I left my house to go to the baby group with her a few times, and then eventually like I was taking my son on my own. But like even going to playgrounds with my kids, because I have such PTSD and like trauma and abuse, and just like I was going into the same world. Like I knew I was coming home to the same people, places, and things, but not, right? Like obviously everything had changed for me, but like everything around me was still the same, just like visually, like the same. But does that make any sense?
Totally.
It does. So like, I'm sorry, I'm getting cut off. I'm rambling tonight. I'm 3 minutes in. Okay, I'm done. I'm
proud of you.
Goodbye. Thank you so much. I feel you on that. And baby steps always. So for everyone who's new, just little by little, like it does get better. It does get better. And stick with your homies in here, like, and in 3A, if you want to come through to 3A, we love you there too. So love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly.
Shout out to
We
3A.
work.
Guys, if you're looking for an amazing meeting every day of the week, except for Tuesday and one other day, I don't remember what it is, check out 3A.
Christina.
I love it. Somebody always does that. Every time I say something about 3A, the flyer goes up. So awesome.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Christina.
I've been sharing this in every meeting for the last couple of days. First, though, I asked in the chat beforehand, have you guys ever tried to get Demi Lovato on? It's because what I'm going to share is some of her lyrics from her song Feed. So what she's saying in the song, it's like an old Indian folk tale that a grandpa was telling his son. And what he's saying is one wolf howls while the other one sings. One wolf soothes while the other one sings. It's like talking about the two paths anyone can take, but especially addicts. We can be the ones out there in these groups trying to make the world a better place, or we could be the addicts that just choose to give in and end up passing away because we take our drug of choice. And that continually throughout the song, but especially at the end, she says, I decide which one to feed. I decide which path to go down. And that's the choice we have to make every day. Do we go down the path of love, light, recovery, or do we go down the path of relapse or getting into a drug of choice, or what, what have you? And it just really stood out because the last night in 3A, the topic was like your rock bottom. And this reminded me of that. So I've been sharing in the last couple of meetings today this. And that's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Joel.
You're making me blush.
Look, you see all those nice you see all those nice things that people are saying about you in the comments
Joel,
right there. Like you are the man, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
don't tell anybody. Can't let my reputation get ruined.
Yeah, somebody did say, "Shush, you don't want to ruin his reputation." All right, you're up, buddy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Joel. I'm a grateful alcoholic and addict in recovery, which is a great thing. I was just sober for a while, and now I'm in recovery and taking full advantage of it. I did want to say, look at all these beautiful miracles in here tonight. If you've joined tonight or any meeting that you've joined today or next week or whenever it is, thank yourself. Also remind yourself that that is a form of self-love. I know a lot of us addicts and alcoholics struggle with self-love, self-worth. Just remember, if you're doing something to work on your recovery today, you do have self-love. We will get you to the mirror. You will be able to say, I love you eventually. That was one thing I struggled with. And now I'm like, you're a badass motherfucker. Not even just, I love you. You're a badass motherfucker, and it took a long time to get there. But, through the program, working the steps, being, I think like Daria said earlier, fucking jumping in both feet, you got to do this. I recently took on a sponsee. I've taken on commitments of like morning messages and things, just reaching out to other people. And it's crazy. Selfishly, it makes my fucking day to do this. Like, I know how I feel when I wake up to a message that somebody says good morning, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to reciprocate that, pay it forward. I shared this the other night in the 3A meeting. And it was kind of weird. Actually, it was Bex. Bex had sent me a message in the morning and she was talking about DOCs. And I was like, holy shit, DOCs. I've got new DOCs. My new drugs of choice are self-love, gratitude, God, service. And I can't live without those things. Like I have new drugs of choice and I am so happy that I have found these things. I didn't know that I was going to make it this far. In how many days? In about 22 days, I'll be celebrating 2 years, God willing. And it's actually on a Wednesday, so I won't be able to do it with y'all on Tuesday night. But, I never thought I was going to be to this point. I thought I was going to make it to a year and I was going to go back out because, I made it to a year. Nobody expected me to even get 30 days. Actually, I almost gave up on 30 days. I was going to fly home and I was going to drink at the airport as soon as I got there because I was pissed, because I was self-righteous. I was the main focus. And because I wasn't one day, I said, fuck this. I'm just going to go home. And when I get to the airport, I'm going to drink. And God made it to where I couldn't get a flight. Or it was more than what I had in my bank account and I couldn't afford it. I looked for a bus ticket. It wasn't leaving for 2 days and I had to get out of detox that day. So, the one new DOC that I'm really in love with is God. And I try not to preach too much. I know there's some folks that, atheists, agnostics, etc. I was an agnostic for a long time. I started praying one day because I was told it was free and that was the only thing I could afford. And I'm really glad that I did. I know I went over a few. Don't tell anybody. The timer guy will kick me out if he finds out. I love you all very, very much. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you, Hopeaholics. Thank you for everybody in this room. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thank you. I love this comment right here by Josh McGrath. I hate podcasts,
But I'm addicted to this.
but I'm addicted to this one. And Beck said she stayed sober listening to Joelle and our podcast 24/7.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice.
And 22 days, I mean, at least even though the meeting's on a Tuesday and your 2-year birthday is on a Wednesday, we could pre-party on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you said it's not a traditional meeting,
Yeah, exactly.
so I'm assuming there's
So
no
we
rules,
can,
right?
you know.
Yeah, we got no rules
Oh,
around
yeah.
here. No regular old AA rules.
Exactly. So we do what we want.
We can celebrate my 7 years next Tuesday.
Ooh.
Nothing
Ooh.
fancy because I'm not really into that whole
Oh,
deal.
calm down. Jessica. I'm literally singing.
Hi.
everyone's name.
Yes, I'm
You're
here.
singing
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you?
Oh, perfect. I'm doing good. I'll put a video on so you can see me. Hi.
Hi.
So yeah, Daria, your story was amazing. By the way, Jessica from St. Louis, Missouri. I started following the Hopeaholics Instagram. I don't know how I even stumbled on it like a few months ago. And then I was at the grocery store earlier and it said like they want you to join their live. And I was like, oh. And then it was like, we're having a meeting. And I was like, I could probably do that and listen to it. So the whole time I was grocery shopping, you were in my ear.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
I think she froze up.
Oh, yeah.
You're frozen,
You know,
Jess.
tears
Oh,
coming
there she
down.
is.
But
Oh, there we go.
Nope.
Psych.
Oh, no.
We'll get right back
Yeah,
to
we'll
Jessica.
come back.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. Well,
keep your camera
we'll
off.
turn the video off.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if it's maybe
No, it's the video. Just keep your camera off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
So anyway, it was a really great talk, Daria. It was amazing. Like I said, I cried a few times
Aw.
and was strolling through and just crying, probably looking crazy in the grocery store, but you know, whatever, it's cool. I didn't care. But yeah, it was great to get on this. I don't know if you guys heard me say I just started following you guys and then you had popped on, so I decided to join. And I'm 10 years sober. Well, not yet. It'll come up in a few months. But 10 years sober and super, super thankful, obviously, for that. I went through like kind of a rough patch last year of just like very depressed, isolated, lost, like not lost, they didn't pass away, but a couple really close best friends, like we disconnected for various reasons. And that was really, really hard. I had a lot of situations other than that was happening. It was really hard and isolated. And I just remember being like, I don't want to drink and I don't want to do anything like that. Like that's not there. And so I was super thankful for that, to feel that. But some people have said something about connection was like a big thing for sobriety. And obviously I just started reconnecting with some friends again, and it's been very good for me. My family, like I'm really close with my parents when I never was before. So that's been amazing. Someone else had mentioned the whole self-love thing of saying I love you, and that just kind of made me tear up a little bit because that's always been like a really hard thing for me of like, ooh, sorry, I'm getting caught up now, but like to sit there and say like you're awesome and you're amazing and like who you are and what you do. Like I had no self-love my whole life growing up basically. So I feel that now, and it's like so great to feel that. So very thankful. But again, and also whoever said my last name when I first joined, you guys said hi to everybody, and someone said my last name correctly. Very proud of you for that, whoever that was.
Not
Nobody
sure
does
who it
that.
was.
I don't know either. Was it you?
I'll take credit.
Somebody said Jessica Unruh, but yeah, no, it was thank you for that. But glad I randomly popped on. This was awesome. It's nice to hear everybody and reconnect even with people like you guys. It's always great. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we hope that you show up next Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
6 p.m. And if you
Yeah.
ever are in need of
I was-
another meeting, in the chats, there's there's also a 3A meeting that happens pretty much every day of the week. So check them out.
That's
as
what
well.
I was gonna ask because everyone's like 3A, 3A, 3A,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's this 3A?
Yeah, I mean, we're just happy they found us. That's we went from like having
Definitely.
like I don't know, 35 people in ours to like 50, 60 because of the 3A
Wow,
family.
cool.
So we appreciate them very, very much, and they bring the heat.
Yeah, they do.
Every week.
I think they posted the flyer in the chat.
Yeah, the
Jessica.
flyer's in the chat.
And thank you for raising your hand and sharing, Jessica. Kimberly?
Kimberly.
Hi, how are you guys tonight?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. I appreciate, like she said, I just randomly got the invite tonight to come out. I actually just started following you guys a couple weeks ago. A friend of mine who was also in recovery told me about you guys. I live on the East Coast. I'm in Maryland, so it's 10 o'clock at night here.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate, your share. But one of the things that really stuck with me was just sticking through till the miracle. I'm actually in a program right now. I'm in a sober living house, what they don't call PHP houses anymore. They're sober living houses now here. So I'm actually in my program still. But I come up on my 3 months next week.
Amazing.
But me just waiting for the miracle to happen. This is not my first time recovery. I've been an addict for the last 20 years of my life. This is not my first time in recovery. But this is the first time that I personally, myself, I'm here on my own. I'm not court ordered. Nobody made me come here. I came here on my own. I moved from North Carolina back to Maryland where my family is. I gave up my house, my car, my job. Brought my kids with me. We were in a very toxic situation. And I just decided I was tired. I was ready for a miracle to happen. I was tired of sleeping. I was tired of wasting my life away. I was tired of being the enabler, the excuse, the reason for why things were so bad. And really, I was that excuse. I didn't want to admit to myself I was that excuse because I allowed it to go on. And but now that I've walked away from the things that I thought I needed, I have so much more in my life today than I have over the past 20 years of being an active user, whether I was functioning, whether I was not functioning, whether I was managing, whether I was not managing. I have more today living in a sober house than I ever have on my own, ever have. And I've never been this happy in the last 20 years of my life. And I'm only 3 months into my recovery. I mean, I've already been offered jobs in recovery. I've already been, getting money that I'm not even worthy of getting, that I don't even understand. Like, I am just getting blessings after blessings after blessings. And it's not because I'm asking for them. It's not because I'm expecting them. It's because I have a network in recovery now of people that will take care of me, that people that will love me through all of my mistakes, because I've been that person. So I just thank you for sharing that. We need to wait for the miracle to happen, because I know things are going to get tough, but I'm so glad that even this early in my recovery, I'm seeing those miracles happen already. So thank you for letting me share.
Awesome.
Love
Thank you
that.
so much for sharing. Thanks for finding us and showing up and
And
sharing
staying
on
up
your,
late.
Yep.
To all my
and
East Coast.
all the East Coasters out there, thank you for staying up late for us. We appreciate
time.
that so much.
Morgan.
Why are you singing?
I have no
everybody's
idea. I've
name?
been singing all day, and it's like ridiculous because Lord knows I don't know how to sing, so I apologize.
Hi, I'm Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
This is like my second time. I don't usually share, so this is different for me. I was introduced to this group through 3A, so I'm very thankful for that group. So shouting out 3A again. And then Daria, thank you for sharing. That's kind of what inspired me to actually share for once, which I don't usually do. My mom passed away in 2019, so when you were just talking about some of those things, it definitely hit home, because ever since then, my life kind of fell apart. I struggle talking about it still, but I went to treatment in December of this past year, so I'm only about 6 months out of treatment. For the first 5 months, I was sober and I did really well. I relapsed about a month ago. It kind of continued until I went to 3A a couple weeks ago, and then I kind of stopped for a little bit, and then it kind of restarted again. So I kind of stopped going into meetings thinking I shouldn't be there because I'm still using or blah, blah, blah. But your story really inspired me just to remember that all the things I've survived. I'm going to make a list tonight of all the things I survived and hang that on my fridge, like you said. And hopefully this can be something I keep coming to every week and I can get back on my sobriety path, because that's been my biggest goal right now, is to get sober again and to stop dibble dabbling with substances. I'm a waitress, so I definitely have a very difficult lifestyle. Ever since I got out of treatment, I've decided to stay waitressing to make money, and now I'm realizing that the waitressing is a reason that it's hard for me to stop using, because I'm surrounded by alcohol and weed all day, every day. So I'm kind of looking for a new path in life right now and hoping that I can find a new path and career soon. And I hope that going to meetings and restarting my recovery can help me get there. So thank you for letting me share. That's kind of all I had to say tonight.
I'm going to get on here somehow. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'll put my number in there. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So text me or call me. And
Thank you.
Okay? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out.
And that's why I love this meeting so much, is because of what you just shared, Morgan, because this is open for everyone. Like, all are welcome. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey of recovery, because we all have been there. And we know exactly that pain and that struggle, and the fact that you showed up tonight just goes to show how strong you are, because Lord knows each one of us in this seat right now knows how difficult it is to come back once you do make your first relapse. So right there, that's a win I want you to write down for yourself tonight, because not only are you here tonight, but you actually raised your hand and shared. So that's a huge win, and I commend you for sharing that, because I've been exactly in your shoes, and I know how difficult it is to get back in here. So thank you so much for being vulnerable and showing up, and it's going to work out. All you have to do is do exactly what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I do want to kind of piggyback off of that, because like one of the reasons why I stayed away from the 12-step program for a while was because I felt like there was so much shame in coming back, because people, you had to go grab a white chip and all this stuff, and people would come up, and there was and it really, like, I here in this environment, man, there is zero judgment.
Zero.
We love everybody that shows up. I mean, we get people in here often that are loaded, and we allow them to share. We try not to allow them to share too long, but but I think it's important that everybody gets an opportunity to let us know what's going on with them, because it takes the power out of the insanity that goes on inside of our head, And keep coming back. I'll actually be looking for you next Tuesday.
Me too.
So we hope to see you here.
Yeah, I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
I can just put my number, right? It's not
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
The whole world will.
I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, don't none of you text me, but Morgan, you can. No, I'm just kidding.
We all texting her. I'm texting.
No, I don't care if you do. Seriously, if anybody needs any support.
All right, Ashton, take us home.
What's up, you guys? My name is Ashton. I am a grateful, recovering alcoholic and drug addict. Daria, thank you for your lead. First of all, I love your name. That was one of my favorite shows of all time. And I really, I don't know, I got a lot out of what you were saying. I went to a meeting earlier today, and it was about acceptance and like waiting for that miracle to happen. Like, I'm sorry, I'm an alcoholic. I want immediate reward. Like, I want to put the bottle down and just be fixed. You know what I mean? And that's not, over the last 2 years of my sobriety journey, I have just learned that not having expectations is so much better and easier in the long run of thinking like what your sobriety is going to look like and what your miracle is going to look like. Like, everyone's is going to be different. I think that the miracle, like for me, was just being open-minded enough to do the steps and then kind of like getting out of my own way, I guess. And I was talking to someone earlier about, you know, how you can be sober but not be in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And how, you know, he had someone who was a really good friend of his who had been sober for 7 years, but she was really struggling in her recovery. And it just made me think, like, if you're struggling in your recovery, you know, even though you're not drinking or you're not using, I think it can almost be just as destructive if you think about it, and you just like don't change your habits and your characteristics and stuff. So anyways, I stuck around and I waited for the miracle to happen, and I got to meet all these people. I've been in 3A for almost as long as it's been a thing, I think. So it's been a really good experience, and they talk very highly of you guys, and I wanted to hop on here and just like say what's up and show some love to you guys, because I heard some rad things. And yeah, I really appreciate your share, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and thank you for letting me share.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to give a massive just shout out to 3A because that's what, like, we're building a movement, a community, and it's just so much love is coming from 3A that I know I'm chatty natty, so I'm trying to not be so chatty natty tonight, but
Oh, I'm going to sing it now.
yeah, but it means a lot to us that you guys rep us in that meeting and spread the word about the Hopeaholics and everything, because we are not able to do any of this without you guys showing up and participating every single week. So we really, truly appreciate each and every single one of you.
Yeah, that was nice.
Good stuff. Morgan,
Great.
did you see my phone number?
Great meeting, amazing meeting, guys. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any announcements? No? Okay, great.
Shout out to Bex, Notorious Nem. I like that. I've never heard that one before.
Notorious NEM. Thank you. Yeah, the Notorious NEM. Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm singing everything today. It's
all right.
weird.
It's good. It's a song.
Damn. Chatty Natty be acting up.
It's a sing day.
Shit.
All right, guys. Everybody turn on your camera.
Yeah.
We got 45 people stay to the end. I want to see 45 happy faces right now. 45 people. Turn your camera on. Let's go. Let's go. And then put your arms in the air, and I'm not going to let her do it. Push the button yet because I don't see everybody's happy face. You guys see everybody's happy face? All right, everybody's happy faces up. Let's go. How freaking nerdy are we, you guys?
So good.
How cool is that, man?
We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
God,
grant
me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. See you guys next week.
Thank you, Daria.
Absolutely. That was so fun.
It's awesome. I love it. I really do, because it isn't